All right, so when we're looking at Blogger, so your students will log into their Google account, and then they'll just go to blogger.com. And it may ask them to log in again just to confirm that it is their Google account. But it's the same password as they use for everything else, so it isn't a big piece. And then they have to pick a profile. Now your student's grade 4, so they're going to be too young for Google Plus profile. So we want to actually pick a Blogger profile. And this is good because then it doesn't set up Google Plus for them. They have to be over 13 for them, so it's nice to have this option. So they have a Blogger profile, and this is where they can pick their display name. And I really like this because it doesn't automatically link to their full first and last name. So I would go first name, last initial, because they still want to be themselves. We're not trying to pretend we're somebody else, but we're being smart about how we use our information. So we continue to Blogger, and feel free to use this video with the kids. And this is what their Blogger dashboard looks like. So it's really kind of nice. And then they can just go to New Blog. Now the title of their blog, this can change. So maybe it's Jen's Grade 4 Adventures. They can always change the title after. The address you can't change. This is actually the web address that is going to be part of this. So everything else you can change. You can change the template, you can change the title, but you can't change the address. And this is unique. So you're going to find that a lot of them are taken. So my blog address, maybe I will say, you can use your name, but don't use your last name. So maybe I will say, and you can also standardize it across your class if you want to do a code. So maybe it's Green Room 1. And then maybe the next student is Green Room 2. Maybe it's Green Room 3. Or you might do something like Evergreen, Green Room 51, 52, 53. Once these addresses are taken, though, you can't really take them back. So I'm just going to pick a random one for an example so I don't steal anything you might actually use. And I'm going to say cats are really, lots of L's, cute. See how it turns into an address though there? And click it there. And it might tell you it's not available, so you might have to try it a few times. But remember, you can't change that once you do it. You can always set up a new one, but so it's one of those things that even as a teacher, you can go in and check all the availability and assign them ahead of time, but don't take them all ahead of time or the kids can't take them. And then you can pick a theme, and you can always change this later. I'm going to go awesome just because it's awesome. And you hit create blog. So there's not that many steps, but it's good to know what can be changed later and what is fixed in stone. And from here, this is where you get all your different pieces. There's some different settings in here. To create a new post, you can hit new post or the pencil. So new post works really well. And then you can add pictures and you can add files and you can add videos, and it has spell check. So it's really, really nice. If you have an embed code, you can copy and paste it there. If you don't know what that is, don't worry. But if you do know what that is, or you see that at some point, know that you can use embed codes. Some of the settings that you need to know are here. So this is one. Listed on Blogger, visible to search engines, especially when your students are younger. I would change those to no. Just a little bit of a privacy piece. You can also add more than one author, so you can have a group blog or class blog, which is really nice. What I would ask each student to do is add their teacher as an author. That way you could go in and change anything if needed. So that way you can have edit access over all of your students' blogs. So that would be a good piece that I would add and have the students add you. So that's really neat. It's okay to have it public because if you're not visible to search engines, it's kind of like an unlisted phone number. If you have a parent that is very concerned, you can always make it limited. You have to be logged in to see it, and it's certain addresses logged in. That's probably too far for just regular use, but if you have a very specific situation, for example, I had a student that was part of the Mennonite community, and so we just held it back so only me and 3 classmates, for example, could look at it. So you can really severely limit it, but it's not necessary when it's unlisted, just so you know. So those are a few things to look at. Down here, posts and comments, I would make sure it's somebody with a Google account. Might pull parents off, but a registered account. That way they have to sign in. And I would always have comment moderation. So a comment doesn't just go up, they have to approve it first. And you can even have them emailed to you as a teacher so that you can see every comment before it goes up. Your choice on that. So there's some different settings in there to look at. Those are the really important ones. Remember when I said you could change a few things? So if you go to basic, this is where you can change your title if you didn't want that one. You can go to template. Remember when I picked awesome? This is where you can pick some other ones and change that. That's under template. Layout's kind of nice too. You can change the way it looks, add some gadgets on the right. So gadgets are, you could put ads, but I don't think that's appropriate on student ones, but you could put all sorts of different things. One of the things I list is link list. And then what they could do is they could get you could start a doc with all the links of everybody else's blog and put all the other students in their class on the side. Or if you have a main one, you could put all the students in your class on one side. So there's some options there on what that can look like. So enjoy blogging. It's really fun with students, but that's a good way to get started.